Look how beautifully this works now. One, two, three, four, and so on. And it beautifully updates automatically. I'm laying out devices on a circuit and I need to label each one with a sequential number. I have again this stair over here. I'm gonna create a block from this stair. I'm gonna really quick create a block using the B shortcut, and then I'm gonna rename this block. Let's call it lazy tears. I'm gonna click OK, and I'm gonna specify my base point right about here in this corner. All right. So far nothing new. First of all, since we're gonna array these steps, why we have so many steps? So let me cancel that, and I'm gonna erase all of these steps. We're gonna add the array functionality that is gonna automatically add steps. So I'm gonna fix this by using the stretch command, the S shortcut, and I'm gonna go ahead stretch it all the way down. Now we have only one step. Now it's time to add the parameters and actions. So I'm gonna add the linear parameter because that's the one that needs to be used for the array. So we successfully completed and added the array action, and you can see the exclamation mark went away. Now, before we proceed, test this block. Now, let's go back and test the block. See if the arrow is now linked to the array, and it is. Awesome. So start implementing the numbers now. Now, for the numbers, text is we want to have more flexibility, so we need to use an attribute. Insert an attribute using the A definition. I will have this attribute definition dialog box. Maybe we can say step over here for the default value. We can specify a default value. I'm gonna say X for now, and the prompt we can just say value. The text height, let's specify 1/8. Let's see how that looks, and I'm gonna click OK. So now where should I insert my attribute? But I'm gonna specify right about here on this top one. So I'm gonna click like so. So now let's see how we can make this attribute dynamic. We want somehow to link our attribute with our array action. So we created this attribute. How can we link this attribute to our array in a way that it's beneficial for us, in a way that it can sequence increment as we array the steps? Hmm. Because look what happened if I just add this to my array action. So for instance, let me change this to, let's say, number one. Attributes don't work with actions or parameters. So in order to solve that problem, what we can do is convert this attribute into a block. Let's convert this attribute into a block. So let's convert it to a block. And for the name, I'm gonna say step number. I'm gonna click OK. And to specify my base point. So we are inside the step number block. It's right here. Now, let's see how we can bring back this block now inside our stairs block. So for that, I'm gonna do Control Shift X from this point and go inside my block, right clicking and saying block editor. And over here, I'm gonna do Control V to paste it over here on this point. As you can see, we successfully inserted our attribute block inside our stairs block. Now that we have that, let's add our steps number block to our array. So to that, I'm gonna click our array action and right click and say modify selection set. I want to add this attribute block. So I'm gonna press enter and let's see now if indeed this was added. Now, how do we make it so that it sequentially number or updates, right? One, two, three, four, five, and so on. So let's see how we solve that. So in order to do that, we will need to add some type of formula over here. So let's double click on our attribute to add a smart text that will update depending on a formula. And the text for that is called a field. So I'm gonna right click and say insert field. And we will have this field dialog box over here. So let's use the formula field stretch up is gonna keep updating and changing. Right click on the formula area and say insert field. So I'm gonna select this icon that says select object. Let's right click and say insert field. And the field that we need is the object, right? We need the object option. Let's select the object. In this case, we are able to select our attribute now. Well, if you take a look at here on these coordinates, we see y that's going up, and we don't see the other one, but the other one is x going horizontally. So in reality, we don't need x at all. So I'm gonna uncheck x, and you can see the preview update, and we only see now y. Let's see if we evaluate that. Let's click OK. Now, immediately we see a couple of problems. First, the zeros. Let's test the block. Let's go ahead and stretch or move our array up. Now, you can see that nothing really happens. It's because fields will need to regenerate using the regenerate command. Let me close the block editor and let's double click on our attribute block. Let's double click on our field to open up this formula. For the zeros, we can change the current precision to 1 0. I'm gonna enclose this formula in parentheses because to the result we need to add 1. So now if we evaluate this, it will give us number 2. So let's click OK and let's test it now. So let's regenerate and here we go. Now the only missing part, this first number. So let's go ahead and fix that. I'm gonna click OK and place my attribute there. Look how beautifully this works now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, and it beautifully updates automatically.